Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. You are getting voiceover Amber today because I just could not be bothered to set up my camera, but we are gonna have a lovely montage of me setting up my art shop and finishing up some paintings. For context, last year I decided to open up a business for my art. I made a business plan that was full of very lofty goals, and while I continuously fell short of my expectations, that was still okay. Progress was still being made. I kept making YouTube videos, they kept getting very few views, although, I don't know, I think people just watch less in the summertime because everyone wants to be outside. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. But eventually I was able to pull it off, finish several paintings, make prints, design 2 stickers, and open my shop. So what does my shop look like? My main selling platform is Squarespace, and I'm also on Etsy. I like Squarespace. I've been using it for years now as my acting website, and it's very easy to use. The path to selling physical goods was slightly more complicated, but still fairly intuitive. So what did I actually do to start selling? Was I opened a separate checking account for my business first, and I put like $50 in it just to have it in there. Then I had to upgrade my Squarespace site, which cost money, and then I had to connect the bank account and start making listings for my products, which was tedious, but actually pretty fun to watch it all come together like a real professional website. I'm not an LLC yet, like I was planning to be. Turns out it's pretty expensive to make that jump. It's about $500. So I'm going to wait until I have a bit more momentum in my sales before I take that next step. But I'm hoping that I can make that happen either before this year ends or in the beginning of next year. I've had to be pretty strict with myself about what to spend money on with regards to this business. I know I must have sunk already about $1,000 at least. Just a few months ago, when I did my first art market, I calculated that I spent over $800. So I've been trying to use what I have before buying new things. I keep telling myself it is so easy to spend the money, it is not so easy to make the money. So I'm waiting to make the money before I spend it. For instance, I could have bought new envelopes to ship my stickers in, but I have a bunch of leftovers from my failed Christmas card fundraiser idea for the cabaret. They're adorable and fit the aesthetic of my brand, so why buy new ones? I just keep telling myself to make the sales first, and then you can reinvest back into your business. So far, I've made 6 sales on my shop, which has me at about $200 in revenue. They're all to friends and family, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I am so grateful to have people in my life who want to support me, and every order is a huge step forward for my business. I've given myself a few very strict rules about sales. Firstly, I'm not going to sell anything in person unless I'm at an art market. I want everything to be going through my online shop so that my analytics and my inventory can stay accurate and benefit from every sale. Also, I am not allowing myself to gift my products. Such a nice gesture, such a bad business practice. I love being generous with my friends, but I can give them other things. Products are to sell, not to give. I also have a few listings on Etsy, and that shop has gotten 20 views so far. I'm honestly still in the testing phase with it. I'm not sure if it's really going to be worth my time, but right now I'm just firing on all cylinders to get that exposure, especially since many of my things are more fall themed. These next couple of months are probably going to be my biggest opportunity to make sales, but who knows? I'm very open to being wrong about that. So let's talk marketing. YouTube is where the heart of my social media content is. I love making long form videos, but I've also been posting on my Instagram and TikTok as often as I can. I'm striving for 3 posts per week, usually Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'm getting more consistent. I'm trying not to worry so much about branding these days. I'm not just an art shop, I do a lot of things, so I want my social media pages to reflect more of me as a person, not just the art that I'm selling. So I've been playing around with more silly, goofy things and trying not to be so precious about it. I'd like to do more comedic reels because even when they're stupid and silly and so easy to do, they always do so well compared to everything else. So yeah, I'm down to be a silly goose. I'd also really like to get a few more in-person art markets, but nothing too big and expensive. I don't even really have enough inventory to really fill up a whole table by myself. I think the more low-key, the better. I just want to get to know more people in my neighborhood that might be interested in my work. The other difficult thing that I find myself struggling with is striking the right balance between fine art gallery shop and cutesy illustrator artist. From what I can see on the market, usually artists lean heavily to one side or the other, and I tend to take inspiration from both sides. Can I sell my cute stickers and my $1,000 still life? Can I be taken seriously in the fine art world if I'm also making goofy reels on Instagram? I'm curious about these questions, but I'm confident that it's something that I can figure out over time. After all, I'm still working my full-time job, and I don't expect this business to save me from it. Hopefully, some regional production of Waitress will do that, fingers crossed. So yeah, I'm really putting on my business hat, and I have to say, I'm having a ton of fun. Now that everything is set up, I've been able to breathe a little easier and just relax a little bit. This has been a dream of mine for so long, so to see it come to life is pretty surreal. But yeah, this girl is so happy to be packing her orders in the living room. Like, how special? What a life. Thank you to everyone who is still watching. Please hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to see new videos from me every fortnight. See you next time.